Oh gosh, everything hurts. It's hot. Okay. I tested positive for COVID while pregnant. Ciao. Welcome to my channel. I'm Chastity Chanel. If you're new here, I create lifestyle content really centered around motherhood, marriage and relationships, and then I sprinkle a little beauty and style in there as well. I really try to be transparent and open, which is why I'm bringing this video to you today, all about my experience with COVID-19. Yes, me, the person who wears gloves and a mask, who literally wipes down groceries before putting them away, I tested positive. Now, my husband, he's doing better with wearing his mask. I'll give him that. But he also touches the keypad at the grocery store with his bare hands. Negative. Keeps testing negative. So how did you get it in the first place? I can't say with 100% certainty where I got it. I did come around someone within a week of experiencing symptoms who tested positive. We had lots of friends and family over our house for a few days. Everyone who was in our house who tested negative. But this person who I came in contact with who tested positive didn't, like, we were outside, yeah. So I don't know for sure though. I can't say for sure. And here's the thing, like, I have a reputation in my family for being highly sensitive and like over the top, germaphobe. It was good to see family, especially after being in quarantine for so long, but I wasn't quite ready yet to have that many people around. And so I wish I would have, even if I didn't get it from family, like I wish I would have maybe been like, okay, maybe this is a little much. You just kind of have to balance and use wisdom and do what you feel is best when we're in the middle of a pandemic like this. So symptoms. It started out as a sore throat. I had a sore throat for like a day and I was sneezing a lot. For me, that's not abnormal because I am allergic to everything that I have been tested for. It's primarily environmental. So I have flare-ups all the time. It was hard for me to catch my breath. I'm in my third trimester, so that too is not abnormal, but it felt excessive. And I was like, this is not, this seems kind of elevated a little bit compared to what I'm used to. I had a mild cough, and I would cough every now and then, but I had one and it was mild. This is when I knew it was COVID. My husband gave me a hamburger. I bit into it and couldn't taste a thing. If you would have closed my eyes, I could guess what I was eating based on the texture, but not the taste. So I ran upstairs and I grabbed my eucalyptus oil because it's a really strong fragrance and I love the way it smells. And I was like, let's see if I can smell. Couldn't smell a thing. And I was like, I have COVID. I was also incredibly lethargic. I had a low-grade fever. And those were pretty much my symptoms. So I immediately contacted everyone who I had come around so that everybody could get themselves tested. Let's talk about testing. I've been tested 3 times and every time it sucked, but it doesn't hurt. It's just uncomfortable. It feels weird. We're not used to having things way up in our nose like that, but it's not painful. You just want it to stop, and because it's 10 seconds and they have to like swab around, it's just really, really uncomfortable. So for that reason, I didn't get our 2-year-old tested. I just assumed he had it and treated him as though he had it. How are my husband and son doing, or how are they doing? Just fine. Again, my husband tested negative, exhibited no symptoms. My son, one day he had a low-grade fever, but his behavior didn't change. He didn't skip a beat. I'm assuming he got it again, but he was fine. He didn't seem excessively tired. He didn't have a cough or anything like that, which I'm grateful for. And how is the baby? Baby appears to be just fine, kicking like crazy. I'm gonna go see my doctor this week now that I'm negative. I've been negative for a couple weeks actually, a few weeks, but I'm gonna finally go see her and she'll make sure everything is okay. It lasted for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks before I was like, I'm good. After a week and a half, I was like, I'm good, but 2 weeks for sure, I I felt back to normal, which again, very, very grateful for, because there are people who have not survived this and who've had it way worse than me, much longer than me. So I count it all joy. Recovery. There's really not much you can do. You can treat your symptoms, but even I was limited because I'm pregnant. There's only so much medicine I can actually take. I drank a lot of Gatorade to help me, and water, so that I wouldn't get dehydrated. I had a loss of appetite. That was another symptom. I took Tylenol because I did have a mild headache for a day. And then other than that, I just rested. There wasn't really much else I could do. So what's it like being a victim of COVID-19? My experience, it's really weird, because this is a sickness that's like significantly impacted the world and how we operate, and you have it. And you kind of feel like a statistic a little bit. You feel ostracized, and the looks people give you when you tell them that you have it, like on FaceTime, or like I was still working, so I had to tell my team and stuff. People look at you like you're saying you have cancer or something like that. But just like having to isolate yourself, it was actually, it kind of sucked. Beyond the symptoms, it just, you feel, ostracized. The emotions I went through when I read that my results were positive, I chuckled because I didn't believe it. Then I felt guilty, like, oh my gosh, what if I've exposed someone? Then I felt angry, why me? And then I just kind of moved forward from there. But I did go through this weird kind of series of emotions. It's just a very taboo illness. Even the way we talk about it, we say, I tested positive for COVID. Why is it tested positive? I have the flu, I have a cold, I have chickenpox. I tested positive for COVID. It's weird. But when I tell you, people showed up for me in a crazy way. My village is amazing. Brought us food, checked on me. Like, I was blown away. And then my husband was phenomenal. He did everything. And he couldn't work for 2 weeks because of my diagnosis. In a weird way, I'm glad that I got it, because I'm entering into the baby can come any day now zone, and I would not want to test positive while in the hospital with him. And the likelihood of me testing positive again, at least within the next 3 months, according to the CDC, is very low. Grateful that it was mild. Grateful that I got it out of the way. Grateful that I have a little bit of immunity. Now, I still wear gloves and sanitize and wash my hands and all that, because I don't know for sure if my husband and son have gotten it. But I'm grateful. Very, very grateful. So that was my experience at a high level. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace.